Well, good morning. It is the 18th of August 2021, and welcome to another daily devotional. This morning in my time with Jesus, I was in 1 Corinthians chapter 2. I want to read to you from verse 14. It says this: "The natural person does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are folly to him. And he is not able to understand them because they are spiritually discerned. The spiritual person judges all things, but he himself is not to be judged by anyone. For who has understood the mind of the Lord as to instruct him? But we have the mind of Christ." Paul here is speaking to the church in Corinth, the church which is in a mess. And he's trying to course correct what's going on within the church. And he starts off by speaking to the spirit, not to the flesh. He speaks to the things that are of spiritual things. He speaks of things that are discerned spiritually. And he says this, the natural man cannot understand this stuff because they are spiritual in nature. And whenever you're looking at spiritual things through the eyes of the flesh, they're going to appear to be folly to you. But the spiritual man, he judges all things. He is discerning. And that's the key thing here, discernment. It's sad to say that the body of Christ is sorely lacking discernment in these days. And we need to be those who, whilst we're not subject to judgment, are able to judge and to weigh and to test and to discern what is going on in the world. So that we're looking at it with spiritual eyes and not the eyes of the flesh, not natural eyes. So we can look at the world around us and we can say, yes, this is where God is and this is where the enemy is working. And we know to avoid where the enemy is working and embrace what God is doing. But it takes discernment. The gift of discernment, it tells us in 1 Corinthians 12, is discerning or distinguishing between spirits. And it's knowing what is the spirit of this age and what's the spirit of the Lord. You see, the natural man is subject to the things of this world, is subject to the things of this age, because it says that the enemy has blinded the eyes of unbelievers. But for us who know the Lord, for us who are filled with the Spirit, we actually have been given the mind of Christ. And that's a huge deal. That's a mind-blowing thing, that we have the mind of Christ. See, the natural man doesn't understand the things of the Spirit. But the spiritual man, that part of us which is redeemed and renewed and set free, living to the Spirit, not according to the flesh, then that man has the mind of Christ. And how we look at the world and how we look at everything changes. Because we look at it as Jesus looks at it, full of grace, full of truth, full of love and compassion, seeking to build up and not to tear down, seeking to see life released. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He comes that we might have life, and life in abundance. So today, if you're thinking from the natural, change the way you're thinking and learn to be discerning in the Lord, because He has given us the mind of